Capital of the world, the city that never sleeps, where fortunes are won and lost in seconds, where you can get mugged or married in a minute. The high rollers along the strip here think that Bruno against Tyson will be a quickie too. The bookies have Tyson a red-hot favourite at 9-1 on.
I'm not a gambler myself, but I am a Tyson fan, and I think he's a tremendous fighter. He has all the tools, all the skills. He is hungry right now. He does want to win, and he wants to win impressively, and he is in shape, and he's ready. And I think for him to get beat, it will take just a super effort on behalf of any challenger. I don't see it happening. I think Tyson's going to be champion for a long time.
Very few disagree. 79-year-old Johnny Tocco, who runs the gym where Bruno and Tyson have trained, believes that Iron Mike could be the greatest heavyweight of all time.
I think he can top them all, really. There's no one out there right now that can take this kid. I mean, and he is a kid. He's only 22 years old. I don't think any of the troubles that he has had is going to take him away from his determination to be the greatest. He has it in mind.
Financially, this is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for Frank Bruno. He'll go home to Britain several $1 million richer. But right now, he's banking on taking Tyson's title as well.
I've fulfilled most of all my dreams, you know. I've made money, I've met people, I've done this, I've done that. My dream when I first started boxing is to win the heavyweight championship of the world. Unfortunately, when I fought Tim Witherspoon, I failed to do that, you know, but I'm not running Tim Witherspoon down. He beat me fair and square, he done me fair and square. I'm not making no sort of like excuses, but I've got my second chance to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world again, and I'm not letting it pass me, you know. And I think this is a prime time to beat Mike Tyson.
What I believe in my skills, and I know I'm the best fighter in the world, and I proved it time and time again, and I'm going to prove it again Saturday.
Bruno may say that all the pre-fight hype doesn't really worry him, but when the lights go down here in the auditorium and he sits on his stool and hears the bell ring, he'll look across and see Iron Mike Tyson. There'll be no place left to hide, and then Big Frank will know why they call the World Heavyweight Championship the greatest prize in sport.
They would like to hear Bruno give a preview of what you can expect in the ring Saturday.
A new heavyweight champion from England.
Professional fighting only 4 years ago, Mike Tyson has ruled with a reign of terror. 35 straight wins, 31 knockouts, the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Some say his toughest opponent is the man he sees in the mirror every morning. A marriage breakup and managerial problems have dented the image, but in the ring, his cat-like speed and devastating punching already make him the greatest since Ali. There may be no limits to what he can achieve.
The way I've watched him train, Mike is like a cat. He'll spring at you, and he'll throw 3-4 punches at a time. And his motivation moving forward, the power that he has, and the way I've seen Bruno dropping his left guard when he jabs. Mike is a very intelligent fighter. He's no dummy. He's a smart man, this kid. And he's going to let him throw that jab a couple times and see him coming out with it and dropping him. He's going to throw an overhand right and a left hook to the body or to the head, and it'll probably be all over with any time from the first round to the 5th round.
But every champion has a weak spot. Tyson's could be in his corner, where once the fatherly figures of Jim Jacobs and Cus D'Amato supported him, now it's Mr. Boxing, Don King, who runs his career, the most powerful and possibly unpopular man in American boxing. Support comes from Team Tyson. In charge, actor Jay Bright, a school friend of the champ, but short on professional know-how. Tyson says he trusts him, but could this be the chink in the champion's armor?
Is Mike Tyson happy with the new Tyson team?
Yeah, ask me the question. Yeah, I'm happy.
One of the 35 who know what it's like to be pummeled around the ring by Tyson is Trevor Berbick. Tyson stopped him in 2 to take the WBC world title. Does Mike Tyson have a weakness?
Yeah, I think so. Every fighter do. Every fighter do.
What is it?
Well, the weakness is the weakness is to do the thing that he don't expect.
Say that again?
To do the thing that he doesn't expect. Every fighter.
Is Bruno capable of doing the unexpected?
Yes, he is, but will he do it?
We'll see
That's
tomorrow.
the question. So, like I said, you be the judge, you make the pick. I say it won't go for 4.
After stories all winter about his late-night drinking and overeating, which ballooned his weight by 2 extra stone, Tyson, after weeks of rigorous work in the gym, is back to fighting trim. At the weigh-in, Tyson tipped the scales at 218 pounds, 15 stone 8, his optimum fighting weight, and in his cold stare, the chilling hostility of the most feared man in boxing.
The really interesting ones, as far as I'm concerned, are height. That's 5'11.5" for Tyson, and Bruno 6'3", very much taller in height. And then if you look at the reach, Tyson 71, Bruno 82. Now, in those two departments, Bruno has a distinct advantage, doesn't he?
Yeah, head and shoulders bigger, longer reach. But see, Mike Tyson has fought big men all the time because in fact, he's just a wee bit taller than me.
Which is very small for a heavyweight, isn't it?
Which is small for a heavyweight, but he handles them, doesn't he? Because with his style, he comes in low, underneath the jab, and hooks over the top. You know, he's very elusive in that respect.
But you'd think a chap with a long reach, you see, Alan, could pick him off, could keep him at length.
Scarce at the airport yesterday afternoon as soon as he caught wind of the television cameras. By the time Tyson hit the Hotel Vancouver, where his estranged wife Robin Givens is filming the made-for-TV movie The Penthouse, it was no more Mr. Nice Guy. These shots were taken by BCTV cameraman Mike Timbrell.
Okay. I think you got it.
This is what Tyson did to his camera.
And he just grabbed it and went...
It's all pulled out here.
Ripped it right off.
That's a lot of strength.
Yeah. And then we were sort of like doing this, trying to get my camera, because he was trying to throw it on the ground and stomp on it. And I finally ripped it out of his hand, and the doorman's going, "Run, get out of here," and which, of course, I was trying to do, but I wasn't going to leave without my camera.
Photographer Mark Van Manen also had a run-in.
He stopped in front of me for a couple of seconds, and then before I knew it, he'd taken this camera away from me, and it was flying across the lobby toward the check-in desk. It really happened fast. He's very quick. I have to give him that.
Basically don't know if you could trust, if you spend time with them, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to handle the situation and take chances, life's all about taking chances, and, you never know, anything could happen, you know what I mean? Once you fall in love and you catch that Jones, you know what I mean, you forget all about who you are, what you represent, and you're not caught up in yourself anymore, you know what I mean?
Heavyweight Frank Bruno has been strung along by Tyson for nearly a year. 5 times Bruno has been scheduled to fight the champ. 5 times the fight's been postponed. Finally, they'll fight next month in Las Vegas.
I've been on standby for a year, so I'm going to be a bit bitter. I couldn't make no movements at all, I couldn't even have no sex or nothing like that because I thought I was going to fight the next day. So for a year, I've been on standby.
Frank Bruno is huge, 6'3", 235, and hard punching. He's fought mostly in England. He lost his only 2 fights against top-ranking American heavyweights. So what chance does he give himself against Tyson?
You've got to go through ups and downs in life to appreciate the good, And I've been through that, and this is my second chance, and I'm not going to let it go, I'm not going to let it go at all.
And what do his newfound fans here in the Valley think?
I think Bruno wasted him in a first punch. I'm not a boxing fan, but I came out here to see what he looks like.
What does he look like?
Incredible.
Until now, Frank Bruno has been looked upon more as a celebrity or even an oversized model by the great American public. It's been one publicity stunt after another. But now the makeup is off and the gloves are on as Bruno reveals his sparring skills for the first time in front of American cameras. So far, he's worked his way through a series of sparring partners. They all left his training camp complaining that Big Frank hits too hard. The latest human punch bag opted for a defensive role as Bruno pummeled away to make sure the cameras caught the style which he believes will make him the heavyweight champion of the world on February the 25th. Of course, there's the present champion to deal with first. Mike Tyson is often talked of as the greatest champion of all time. Bruno is unimpressed. He's happy to keep sparring while trainer George Francis despairs of his good-naturedness. He said, "He drives me crazy when he hurts his sparring partners and then stands back to apologize."
The ring first, and that means it's Frank Bruno from Great Britain, the official WBC and WBA #1 contender, leading the way into the ring. And you will hear the British Fight fans take the roof of this Las Vegas Hilton showroom. Terry Lawless, his manager in the black, there are the fans. who have, I must say, behaved absolutely impeccably so far. They've had a good time here in Las Vegas, but they've been as good as gold. And when British sports fans in general have a tarnished reputation abroad, these boxing fans so far have done Britain proud. Let's hope Frank Bruno can do Britain proud tonight, taking a little drink before he gets into the ring. And the Union Jacks much in evidence. Into the ring comes the challenger, Frank Bruno, with Terry Lawless and his cornerman, George Francis, who took John Conti to a world title, of course, Frank Black, and fourth man in the corner tonight, another former British world champion, Cornelius Bozer Edwards. But Frank Bruno certainly not lacking for support. He is going into the blue corner. Frank Bruno in scarlet and gold, and looking a little bit tense, but who can blame him when you realise the prospect of the job in hand. Mike Tyson, 35 fights, 35 wins, and only 4 men have taken the world champion the distance. Frank Bruno, 34 fights, 32 wins, losses to Tim Witherspoon and Bone Crusher Smith, to Witherspoon in that world title fight at Wembley in the summer of '86. Well, Mike Tyson, when he gets in the ring, we know that he scorns dressing gowns. He's a throwback to a 30-style fighter. And here is indeed the world champion coming into the ring in a raggedy old sweatshirt. And he looks as though he's been well warmed up in the dressing room. Off comes the sweatshirt as the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world stalks into the arena. Well, Alan, this must bring back memories for you. A world title fight in Las Vegas. I'm sure you can remember what the atmosphere was like.
Yeah, the atmosphere now, Dave, is absolutely unbelievable. You know, all your fans are there, your friends are there, with the Union Jacks flying high. It's a great occasion. It's a great moment for British boxing, this.
It certainly is a great moment for British boxing. We haven't sent a fighter over to America to challenge for the world heavyweight title for 30 years. Brian London went to Indianapolis in 1959, was knocked out in 11 rounds by Floyd Patterson. Other British heavyweights, of course, have fought for the title since, but none of them in America. So let's hope that Frank, win, lose or draw tonight, puts up a really good showing and convinces the American public that he is a rightful and worthy challenger. Now, in just a moment, we're going to be joining our MC, Chuck Hall, for the preliminaries as Tyson, shaven-headed, stalks around the ring. Hasn't fought since that 91-second demolition of Michael Spinks back in the summer of last year. Don't forget, Bruno hasn't fought for some 16 months since defeating Joe Bugner at White Hart Lane. Tyson, well, he too looks a little bit tense, doesn't he? And not surprising, really, all the problems that he's had in his life over the past few months. Problems with his wife, Robin, reported drink problems, crashing his wife's BMW car into a tree, breaking a fist in a street brawl. Things have not gone well for the world champion, but it has to be said he's looked good in training, as indeed has Frank Bruno. He's looked relaxed all week as Frank, but he's got to relax in the ring. Here comes
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hilton Center of the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel, where tonight the Hilton Corporation presents an evening of World Championship Boxing. This bout is sanctioned by the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF, and by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Elias Ghanem, chairman. The commissioners at ringside this evening are Dr. James Nave, Dwayne Ford, Freddie Little, and Jay Navy.
Five officials. I can tell you that the referee is
This
Richard
fight sanctioned
Steele.
by the WBC,
And we have
Jose
judges from
Sullivan,
Las
President,
Vegas,
the supervisor,
Mexico, and
James
Panama
Ney.
City.
By the
From Las
International
Vegas, we
Boxing
have
Federation,
Jerry Ruff,
Bobby Lee,
Omar
President,
Minton,
Al Goodman,
not
supervisor,
Minter, Minton
and by
from
the
Mexico,
WBA, President
and
Gilberto
Rodolfo
Mendoza,
Maldonado
and the supervisors
from
are
Panama.
Dr.
I
James
wonder if
Nave
Mr.
and
Maldonado any
Santiago
relation to
Chicas.
a pretty useful light
The
middle of
officials
not so
assigned
very
by
long
the
ago,
governing
Mario
bodies for the next
Maldonado,
bout
fought
of the
Jimmy
evening.
Batten, as
The judges
fight
are
fans
Jerry
in Britain
Ruff,
might
Las
remember.
Vegas, Omar Minton of Mexico,
And just a
Rodolfo
recap on some of the
Maldonado
rules.
Panama.
They operate a
The
10-point must system
is
here in Las
Mike
Vegas. The
Lucella.
winner of a round
Counting it to
has to be
knockdowns,
awarded
Mike
10
Morabito.
points.
The attending
No
physicians
standing
at
count.
ringside, Doctors
If you're knocked down 3 times in a round, well, the fight is
And
stopped.
your referee is Richard Steele. This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of London, England, weighing in at 228 pounds, or 16 stone 4 pounds, with a professional record of 32 wins, 2 defeats, with 31 KOs. Ladies and gentlemen, he is rated #1 in the world by the WBC. He is the challenger, Frank Bruno. And in the red corner, from Catskill, New York, weighing 15 stone 8 pounds, or 218 pounds, he is undefeated in his professional career, 35 wins, 31 KOs. He is the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Iron Mike Tyson.
Okay, listen. I gave both fighters their instructions in the dressing room. I'm cautioning you again. Obey my commands at all times. Is there any questions? Shake hands. Good luck.
Looks mean, and this is it. From Sky and from Foster's, good luck, Frank Bruno. Let's bring this title back to Britain. Here we go for round 1, scheduled for 12. And remember, a chilling fact, 16 of Mike Tyson's victories have come inside 1 round. Here we go. And Tyson swarming in immediately, pulling Bruno into the ropes. Bruno rocked, and he's in trouble, and he's down. A mandatory 8 count. A mandatory 8, and he's in trouble, Bruno. Well, referee Richard Steele having his work cut out in a sensational first round, and Bruno's caught again with a right. But Bruno getting in some good shots of his own. Don't hold, says referee Steele. Well, if Bruno weathers this first round, he will have done a mighty job. The crowd, the Brits in the crowd getting behind Bruno. And he's not overawed, is Frank. That must have been a dreadful blow to his morale going down in the opening 10 seconds. But he's still there. And he's still there at the halfway stage.
Go hit and hold. Go hit and hold. Come on, let it go, Frank.
Well, Bruno hanging on. And he ducks. Well, the Americans don't like it, but we've seen Tyson do this. Bruno's getting a talking to. And Bruno already bleeding from the nose in this first round. And Bruno has had 1 point deducted. Well, he's lasted longer than Mike Spinks did. A bloody nose, a knockdown, and a 1 point deduction. What an opening round. Oh, some good shots from Bruno, and he's got him, and he's hurt the champion. Well, those who said that Frank Bruno would freeze must eat their words. He caught the champion and he hurt him. And nobody has hurt Mike Tyson before, but Bruno did. Well, this is the most incredible first round I have ever seen in any championship fight anywhere. We've had a knockdown. We've had Bruno taking punishment, hanging on desperately to survive, and then coming back to rock the champion. End of the first. What a round. Join us for the second.
Three letters that arrive a year late contain news that dramatically changes the course of 9 people's lives.
That letter never should have been mailed. Delivering it now will only hurt my wife. Please.
Barbara Stanwyck, Ben Murphy, Leslie Nielsen, and John Forsyth had an all-star cast in The Letters, 8:30 Monday on Sky Channel.
Seafood is a packet full of sunshine, the bright and shiny flavor you can carry along the way. So reaching for another sunny day. You seafood gum is a packet full of sunshine, a packet full of sunshine.
I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord.
For the past few years, Mercury Communications have been quietly laying the foundations of a new telephone network. That network is now ready. Mercury users save up to 20% on their long-distance and international calls. They get clear phone lines, itemized bills, and customer service round the clock. All over the country, people are switching to Mercury. After all, this is a first. The first time you've had a choice.
Really moving occasions demand pictures that really move. The Amstrad Fidelity Videomatic camera, the whole shooting match for just £499.
Journey to the tropical Far East and bring 'em back alive.
Come on, let's go.
From the exotic jungles of Malaya comes the adventures of legendary animal trapper Frank Buck.
I know about a dozen women who'd like to get Frank in that position.
Say cheese. I'm running out of film. Ali!
Fascinating excitement that will capture the imagination of the whole family. Bring 'em back alive on Sky Channel, Friday at 7:30.
Well, we're having another look at that early knockdown. It was a short right-hander that did the damage. There it goes. And Tyson, well, we saw a point deducted from Bruno hitting Tyson when he was on the ropes. How about Tyson hitting our man when he was down? But Bruno has done what 16 of Tyson's opponents haven't done, made it through the first. And he hurt Tyson, there is no doubt about that, with a left-hander. Well, Bruno fought the fight of his life at Wembley against Tim Witherspoon. He lasted 11 rounds. Now, is he going to give us something to remember again tonight? He's up against in Mike Tyson, a boxing juggernaut. Not big by heavyweight standards, Tyson, but my word, is he powerful.
Don't hold him, don't hold him. Get your arm back, Frank. Get your arm back.
Well, referee Richard Steele trying to assert his authority on the fight as Bruno digs in a piece of a left into Tyson's midriff. Tyson wild and wayward in reply. The champion looking menacing, trying to bull his way in, comes in. Bruno ties him up. Bruno's corner have done a good job. The bleeding from the nose has stopped. And the crowd right behind Frank Bruno, you'd almost think you were at Wembley or the NEC or somewhere like that. The 2,000 British supporters really urging Frank Bruno on, making themselves heard. Bruno trying to work inside. This round, obviously, a much slower pace than the first round. Well, they couldn't have kept up that pace, that was for sure. Inside the last minute of round two, and a good left hook from Bruno. Tyson smiles, storms back.
Come on, work it out, work it out. Work, stomach, stomach. Let go, let go, let go.
Tyson had connected with that. I think Bruno would have gone into orbit, but he didn't. Our man is still there. Well, Tyson getting in. Bruno in trouble again. In difficulty, Bruno inside the last 10. A left and a right had him in trouble, but he's weathered the storm, or has he? End of the second, what a fight. As we take a look at some of the action from that last round, as Tyson stormed in and delivered some heavy punishment at the end of the second. Well, Bruno still with it as we go into the third. 22 of Tyson's opponents haven't heard the bell for the start of the third, but Bruno has. That puts him in a minority, and all credit to him. He's putting up a great performance so far. He's not overawed. He's taking the fight to the champion.
You're holding, Frank, you're holding. Once again,
Once again, Richard Steele, the third man in the ring, says, don't hold, Frank, don't hold. Bruno doing some good work on the inside. And he's taken some of Tyson's better shots, weathered the storm. And that will do his confidence good if he can stay upright when Tyson lands those thudding punches. Tyson might start to get a little bit dispirited. Well, what have I got to do to beat this guy? And it will do Bruno's confidence nothing but good. But even though Frank Bruno doing us proud, it's Tyson who is doing the attacking, who is racking up the points, and Frank Bruno at the moment forced to fight a rearguard action.
Come on, work it out, work it out. Let him go, Mike, let him go. Come on, Bruno, break, stomach.
Well, Tyson doing a little bit of a rethink now. He's trying to finish it quickly. It hasn't worked. So now we'll see what sort of a tactician he is. Only 4 men, as I say, have taken in the distance. Tony Tucker and Bone Crusher Smith in world title bouts.
Come on, work it out, work it out.
And wouldn't it be wonderful if Frank Bruno could do the same? The other 2 men to take Bruno the distance, take Tyson the distance, I should say, Mitch Green and James Tillis. Tillis, the man that Bruno knocked out.
Come on, work it out, let him go, Frank. You're holding, you're holding. All right, break, step back, Mike.
Well, when Tyson comes in throwing punches like that, you fear for Frank Bruno. But as the third round draws to a close, he's still there. He's still in with a chance. While he's there, you can't write him off, because when you hit as hard as Frank Bruno, you're always in with a chance.
Watch your head!
Well, round three draws to a close as Bruno gets in two good digging lefts to the body. There's the bell. End of the third. Alan, what a great fight.
What a round that was, Dave. I'll tell you something. Can you believe what we're seeing? Frank Bruno absolutely devastating. A fast jab, confidence, which is immense confidence, and a good defence. What he's got to do is got to keep behind that long jab. Just stick the jab, stick the jab. As Tyson comes in, throw the big right hand. The right hand and lefts are working tremendously.
Right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook, right hand, left hook.
Well, Bruno answering his critics, those who'd say he would fold, that he would freeze, that he simply wasn't in Mike Tyson's class. No matter how this fight turns out, Frank Bruno so far has done us proud. And that he's still there at the start of round four will do his morale nothing but good. He's taken some solid shots. They've rocked him, they've put him down, but they haven't beaten him just yet. But he's in trouble now again. He hangs on for grim death, Frank Bruno. Hands up, Frank, defend yourself.
Step back, step back, step back, step back, step back.
A cut nose, Bruno suffered in the first. Hasn't troubled him since, which is good news. Nothing worse than when your breathing's obstructed, you have to open your mouth.
Let's go, Frank. Let's go. Let go.
Richard Steele, busier than both men at the moment. Now this turns into a war of attrition. We'll see just how fit both men are. We've all in Great Britain read of all the problems that Tyson has had in his public life and his private life. And if he's anything other than 100%, and starts to blow after 5 or 6 rounds, well, he could be in for an upset. But at the moment, has to be said, Tyson is in control, takes a good left. And for a change, referee Richard Steele says, you're holding Mike, you're holding Mike. Not often that the world heavyweight champion is forced to hold.
Come on, punch it out, break, step back. Step back, step back.
Bludgeoning shot to the body there.
Come on, keep punching inside and get out. Let him go, let him go. Get your arm back, Frank. Get your arm back, Frank. Break, step
Tyson
back,
once again comes in, head down. Bruno trying to get the jab working, tucking up well as Tyson comes in behind the right. Tyson trying the uppercut, one of those feared weapons of his.
Let's go, Frank.
Bruno's got a useful uppercut too, but he hasn't had a chance to use it yet.
Break. Punching it out. Break, step back, keep it clean.
Well, Richard Steele earning his money tonight, no doubt about that. A lot of work being done at close quarters. 2 good jabs from Tyson.
Break, step back. No holding, Mike, let him go. Come on.
Once again, Tyson holding.
Break on a command. Point to get out.
End of the fourth.
Come on, let's
Mike Tyson has been taken by Frank Bruno further than his last 3 opponents. Larry Holmes lasted 4 rounds, Tony Tubbs 2, and Michael Spinks just 91 seconds. But we're in the 5th.
Come on, punch to get out of there.
Here at the Las Vegas Hilton in Las Vegas, Nevada. This heavyweight title bout on Sky in association with Foster's Lager. And Frank Bruno doing us all proud so far. But at the moment, for Bruno, it's a case of sheer survival. He's caught Tyson a couple of times, particularly with left-handers, but it's Tyson who's scoring the points. I've given Tyson every round so far, but as we've said, and as we all know, that even if Tyson wins 11 rounds out of 11 and goes into the 12th and Bruno catches him, well, as we saw a little earlier when Azuma Nelson had that 12th round knockout win against Mario Martinez in the WBC Super Featherbout. 12th round knockouts can and do happen. So Bruno behind on points, but a man with an undoubted punch. With his 32 wins, 31 inside the distance. Tyson backs him onto the ropes and tries to get to work to the body.
Come on, one, get right.
Well, Tyson's head really tucking under Bruno's chin. And I really think referee Steele should say something about that. Bruno in trouble again, caught with a right and a left, hangs on. Uppercut just grazes him. 2 minutes gone of the 5th. Bruno in trouble. He must go, surely. Tyson pouring it on, but Bruno still standing. Caught with a left. The nose has started to bleed again. This is a bad round for Bruno. Comes back with a left uppercut, but no power behind it. And Bruno bleeding freely from the nose now. Well, some fearful punishment Bruno took in that little burst from Iron Mike Tyson. Oh, can he survive this round? He's in trouble again. 10 seconds left. Steele looks on. That's enough. That's enough. Bruno's brave challenge has come to an end with just scant seconds remaining of the 5th round. Well, thank you, buddy. Predictable mayhem in the ring. There's Frank Bruno. Tyson gives him a hug.
Outstanding, outstanding. Whole thing was well done. Thank you.
Appreciation and admiration of two professional boxers.
Best job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Outstanding.
There's Frank Bruno. Let's hope we'll hear from him in just a moment. And of course, we'll be hearing too from Mike Tyson, still the world heavyweight champion, with that 5th round stoppage over brave Frank Bruno. Don King, the man who gets everywhere, is here. And Frank Bruno sits in his corner, knowing that his best was good, but not quite good enough. Let's have a look at the last moments again. Well, the punishment that Bruno was taking would have stopped far lesser men than him. A forearm jab, not strictly legal, but he got away with it. It was on the blind side of the referee. And by this time, Bruno was really a beaten fighter. The punches were just shooting through his guard. And poor Frank had nothing left. So he becomes the 36th victim of Mike Tyson. But as I say, he lasted longer than Larry Holmes, longer than Tony Tubbs, longer than Michael Spinks, and longer than most people thought he would. The last seconds, as Bruno just failed to make the end of the fifth. Backed up onto the ropes and really taking an awful lot of stick. That was the punch that did it, that right uppercut. Bruno was out on his feet then, and referee Richard Steele, no option but to call a halt. There's the right uppercut. That was the punch that did it. As Tyson shouting, Bruno, Bruno to the crowd. I don't know, well, I hope to be charitable, that's a salute to his beaten opponent. And those are the pictures that you'll be seeing on your sports pages on Monday morning. Look at that uppercut. And when Tyson has got a man on the hook, he doesn't let him off. Well, let's hope now we can hear from Mike Tyson.
Larry?
Mike, another one on your belt, another notch. Was this harder than you anticipated?
No, not at all, because I knew that he was going to come up. He was talking, and the way he was talking, I knew he was hyped. He was ready to go. And I knew I was the best fighter in the world. And I wasn't worried about it.
20 seconds into the fight, though, you've got him on the canvas. Do you think what's going on here, it's all over?
No, I knew he wasn't hurt. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
You're a good guy, Bruno.
I knew he wasn't hurt as bad as everybody thought him was, because I didn't hit him with a solid shot.
What did you hit him with?
I think it was the right hand, somewhat grazing.
Yeah, and then you hit him on top of the head and he went down. Were you then surprised that he came back and he seemed to hit you with a pretty good left in that round?
When he got up, he meant business. I said, oh, man.
But did that left hand shake you momentarily that he hit you with in that round?
He was throwing a great deal of hard punches, but I refused to go down. They didn't even faze me.
After that round, it seemed that you had established that you were the guy, and now he was just there to hold on. Was that how it seemed to you in the ring?
Absolutely. But still, he was sneaking some very hard punches in between that.
So he was stronger than some people gave him credit for.
Absolutely. Well, you have to think, when fighters come to fight the heavyweight champ of the world, like Ali, they automatically become better fighters.
What happened in the fifth round that you saw? Was you knew that he was weakened enough after the fourth round that it was just a matter of time?
Well, absolutely, I knew I was going to get him.
All right. Memories of Bone Crusher Smith passed through my mind. A guy who hugged you for 12 rounds.
Well, no, I knew he wasn't about to hug me for 12 rounds because he was trying to impress his Englishmen out here. And I'm just convinced, you know what I mean? These fellas, I dared them challenge me with their somewhat primitive skills. They're just as good as dead.
So that, in effect, though, didn't this show how much you have improved since Bone Crusher Smith, that you could chop him down the way you did?
Well, eventually, we have 12 rounds. Hopefully, I wish there were 15 rounds, but the rules prevail for them to be 12, and we have to live by the rules. And I wasn't worried at all.
So many months you haven't been in the ring. How does it feel to have finally got in here and do what you say you do best?
It felt great. Being here and the people scream and yell, the people scream for him, it's motivating me more.
What can you tell me what? Can you tell me what plans you have now, Mike?
Well, at this particular time, right now, I'm just going to go home and watch a movie called Lean on Me.
Don King, can you tell us, do you have any fights planned and with whom?
I'm going to go with him to watch Lean on Me. And after we watch that, he's going to be talking about it at the post-fight press conference. We'll be talking about guys like Jose Luis Rebalta or Carl Williams, somebody, because he wanted to get back in the ring again in me.
So you're saying there's nothing actually planned now, but you are thinking about several different options.
New York!
We're planning several different options, but we will be fighting in me.
What are you going to do now, Frank?
I'm not too sure, Harry. I'm going to take time off with Laura and the kids and see how it goes from now.
Well, whatever you decide to do, we wish you good luck. Like to see you in the ring again. You're too young to quit.
Right, Harry. You're too young to quit yourself.
Quite right.
Take it easy.
Frank, well done, old son.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Fighter, but he's also a gentleman. Stiff and sore, he put on a brave face while the champ spoke of his victory.
It was a very difficult fight. He came to fight. As far as rating opponents, I mean, I don't rate it. You know, I'm just glad to win and go home.
I was trying to make him miss a little bit to try and make him wear out himself, but he's been out the ring for 7 months and he's been up and down. Not slagging his life down, nothing at all, but that was in my plans. But as I said, I'm not taking nothing away from Mike. I've got a lot of respect for him.
Well, you know, he hit me with some hard punches, but like I said, you know, I mean, that's part of the game. It's a hurt business. You gotta bring ass to get ass.
He had me in trouble and I thought I had him in trouble. But as I said, I'm not taking nothing away from him.
I knew that he was going to be tough because I knew he read the papers and he was so psyched out. And as he said, this is a peak time to beat Mike Tyson. And I knew he had that in his mind. I knew he was serious to fight. I knew he came to fight. And I knew by him coming to fight, I knew eventually I would catch him. I knew he would run into something.
Well, there was a couple of head movements coming in and a couple of elbows, but I'm not complaining. That is cricket. You know what I mean? That is cricket.
There's never any doubts in my mind because I'm the best in the world. Even though a lot of you don't like to hear it, it's facts. I'm the best. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't want to believe it myself, but it's the truth. I'm the best.